Behind me over there you see the ice-cool waters of the Atlantic Ocean, and over here next to me you see the ice-cool BMW 3 Series G20. You see with its diamond-inspired grille, the alloy wheels, and its neat-looking silver mirror housings, this is the M340i. It's the 3 Series with a 6-cylinder motor. It's the one we've all been waiting for. That sounds good. That sounds very good. Hello and welcome to this, the 3 Series, which now bears the famous inline 6-cylinder motor. Welcome everybody to the new M340i. It was some time back that I first drove this new G20 3 Series, and I drove it both as the 320D, the one with the turbo diesel motor, the 4-cylinder, as well as the 330i, which now also bears a 4-cylinder motor. And I found they were both jolly excellent. They drove very well, they're packed with features, and this G20 really is winning awards all over the place. In fact, no matter who you speak to, people seem to love this car, and you can't blame them. From the beautiful styling, the wealth of technology and features, and now the way they drive, the 3 Series has always been a dynamic, progressive, sporty sedan, and perhaps that's more pronounced than ever. But now welcome to this, the one which bears the famous engine, BMW's B58, the 3-litre straight 6 that features in so much of the brand's cars, the ones that really highlight the sporty elements of a BMW. And while many cars within the stable, the likes of the new 1 Series for instance and the Mini Cooper, have an engine which is literally half this, a 3-cylinder 1.5 litre, this car bears the famous motor, and there's nothing which you can do to compensate for the sound and performance of a 3-litre straight 6. It is absolutely fantastic. In terms of power and figures, this car produces 285 kilowatts, 500 newton meters of torque, 0 to 100 in about 4.5 seconds, and all the power is mated through an 8-speed automated transmission. If you are looking for a 3 Series which thrills and sounds incredible, the closest thing to the upcoming M3 is this, the new M340i. But of course, the new 3 Series is much more than simply about performance here, like this car offers up. If it's kitted and optioned correctly, this car's got about 150,000 rands worth. There's nothing which it doesn't include. We've got the likes of Harman Kardon sound here. I've got BMW's Connected Drive Services 7.0. That means I can use gesture-based controls. I can speak to the system, the iDrive jog wheel, touch the screen. I've got digital instrumentation up ahead. I've got a panoramic roof here, seats which are electronically adjustable, and an electric boot. If it's spec'd and optioned, all the toys that you get in the likes of the X5, even a 7 Series of just some years ago, which were really this tech to speak about, all feature now in the 3 Series and throughout BMW's product lineup. And I must say, it also all feels incredibly premium. When it comes to the drive and feeling solid, BMW have always been the kings at building cars which are simply perfect in terms of weight distribution and being planted in dynamic cars, and this M340i is no different. Get it on a bit of road like this, a twisty bit, a mountain pass, and you will love it, love it, love it. You also find it's grown in terms of overall space. The body is now wider and longer, and you can feel it in terms of the comfort in here. It's comfortable seated up front, it's very comfortable when I sit at the back in terms of overall space. Legroom sitting back there feels great, and the boot has also grown, as well as seats which drop flat. It's perfect for all this doomsday prepping and this coronavirus shopping which I've been doing. This new M340i 330i is a fantastic thing from the brand, but sadly the story doesn't end there. While I absolutely think it's fantastic, I love that B58. The straight 3-litre motor is a peach of a thing. The car is beautifully well styled, impeccably well built, and packed with features. The only one thorn which I think it might have in its side comes from its siblings within the same stable. You see, if you take a 3 Series, something like the 330i, while it has the 4-cylinder motor which doesn't produce quite the bark of this 3-litre motor, it still produces great performance figures and a good noise, and it does all of this at a price which is about 30% less. So that is the thing with this car. On a windy bit of mountain road like this or on a track, you'll certainly feel the difference, and it's well worth it. It's incredibly rewarding. But is it worth 30% more than, say, a 330i? And that is something which only you will be able to determine, can you justify it or not. I know for my money, I'd be happy with a well-spec 330i, or even a 320d if it's efficiency you're after, and you still want the great features and the impeccable build of the new 3 Series. That being said, buying a car is always a decision which is often about your heart and emotions and the way it makes you feel. And whether you watch this and think that you want this M340i, or you decide you want the efficiency of a 320d, either one, you're going to be incredibly happy. From me, Jason of TechnoBok, until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Cheers for now.